Alright guys, thank you for checking in Stormtopia.com and the Stormtopia.com Facebook page. We have our daily weather update right now. Of course, watching a clipper here across portions of the Northeast. Not a major event, but some spots could see 4 to 8 inches. Now, we're looking at the current radar imagery now. What you see here is anywhere in the blue is where it's snowing, and anywhere in the darker blues is where it's snowing heavy at times. And you see what's going on here is that it's a widespread light snow event as this clipper is making its way southeast out of Canada, now making its way through portions of the eastern Ohio Valley into the western portions of the Appalachians, and I think along the Great Lakes is where you have your best potential for seeing heavier snow accumulations beyond the widely advertised 1 to 3 inches. Now we take a look here at some of the higher definition radar imagery. You see here, once you get around I'd say Jamestown through Buffalo area back into Rochester, you're snowing at times on the order of half an inch to an inch an hour, and that is going to be the case through much of today as the clipper makes its way on through. Widespread 1 to 3 inches, but occasionally heavier bursts which could lead to heavier accumulations. And I could talk all day about what's happening now, but what you really care about is how much is going to be on the ground when it's all said and done here, or additional snowfall accumulation on the ground. Here is my latest accumulation map. It's very light here for the southern mid-Atlantic, where the ratios won't be as impressive, but they'll still be high. And then your spread of 1 to 3 inches is from central New England back down on towards central and western Pennsylvania, the higher elevations of West Virginia, and then anywhere with the lake enhancement, you're looking at 2 to 4 inches here, and then 4 to 8 inches right in those heavy lake effect bands. If you want another good look at this map, be sure to go to Stormtopia.com, scroll below the video, and you can see what I'm talking about. Now, we take a look here to our next weather threat in the meteorological world, and it's of course a storm that's been widely hyped up by early next week. And we take a look here as we go through time. This is the GFS model. Here we go, 18Z Monday. Here's a clipper here developing, a second clipper I should say, developing over Iowa. We've got a lot of Gulf moisture to tap. We've got a warm ridge here in the west. We've got very cold, and I do mean very cold. The current temperature at my hometown is 8, but it was actually 1 earlier this morning. So there's definitely cold air to tap, but there's warm air to tap, and it's just going to be a battle of the warm and cold air, kind of a battle of fire and ice, War of the Worlds, whatever. But you can see how it ends up looking like world number 1, with the warmer air ends up winning here. By the time we make our way out to Tuesday, it is raining here for most of the mid-Atlantic, but rain-snow line definitely approaching here portions of New England, and I don't want to go with the all-rain scenario. I don't want to jump on the all-rain inland runner train like I said in yesterday's video, or somewhere I said that, but you can see that if you look closely in the guidance, even though it's rain here for a lot of the Chesapeake Valley, rain back up into far southern New England, you're at least starting as a mix, or starting as a snow, and then eventually going over to rain here for portions of interior Northeast. Now, which portions of the interior Northeast is your question? I can't answer it right now until we get more data, but I'll definitely continue to keep you updated on this event. Right now, if I had to make a call, it looks like once you get outside of the big cities, at least starting as some snow and mix, and then the changeover is going to be the issue. The European model here, basically showing the same general idea, but the European looks to be a little bit cooler and a little bit more on my side with the storm at least. Now, European and the GFS are both showing a coastal low developing here by the time we make our way out into later next week. Okay, this is Thursday, this is Friday. Here, the GFS is a weak coastal low, but it's so cold that we could squeeze out some good ratios here for most of the Northeast. And then we take a look here at the European. European really wants to bomb this thing with very heavy rain developing. I think the deal with the Euro is that the Euro develops it further south and it taps the Gulf, and we have to see heavier snow spreading up back in through much of the Northeast, and we'll just have to see how that pans out. But I think we're definitely going to continue to watch the scenario, because one of my theories here in the meteorological world is that after you see a storm like we're about to see, which is likely rain for a lot of spots, and then you see, so that means you're at a warm imbalance here for January, around this time of year. So you got a warm imbalance in January, okay, and then with that warm imbalance, you want to see a snowstorm come through, which kind of unbalances with the snow cover that it produces. It ends up rebalancing the atmosphere to a typical January pattern. case in point, we just saw the January thaw a little while ago, and then we see the storm January 11th through 12th, which was raging. I mean, there was up to 3 feet of snow in some spots, and that's what I'm talking about with that imbalancing storm effect. This storm could mess things up in the weather, make it a little too warm, and then that next one kind of scares us straight back towards the typical January pattern. We'll just have to see how that pans out, but that's just one of my theories about the pattern. And that's one of my many theories, and if you want more, stay tuned to Stormtopia.com and the Stormtopia.com Facebook page, and have a great day.